Pleasure and honor to be here, man, with y'all. These kind of things never happened when I was coming up. And this is an awesome opportunity to share. Oh, man. So much stuff here. See, I grew up with none of this. None of it. And while I am blessed to have a few things now, it's just exciting to see so many drum sets set up, so much nice stuff. Briefly, I want to talk about a couple of things. I was in the back talking to a few buddies of mine about peer pressure and different ideas that they had about how we could get better, how we could do better, and how we could be better to each other. How many guys honestly enjoy listening to other drummers? That's everybody, I guess, except for my man right there. He's honest. I said that because a lot of times we're probably the most analytical individuals on the planet, which is a good thing because we need that to apply what we need to play. How many guys here are conscious of their volume? Come on, put your hands down. I asked that question because application, technique is very important, and usually we all learn how to play loud, myself included. The challenge is to execute at every level, every volume. And the quieter you can play, the more effective you are. Because the lower you play, the more you're asking people pay attention. The other thing is you have to be able to hear the other musicians. Whose kid is this?
Mine.
Can someone play it?
Yes.
Or do you want to come play it?
Anybody can play.
I would like two cats that's not supposed to be playing tonight to come up. Like one here and one here. Could I get two volunteers? Or else I'll have to pick. All right, okay, good.
I have no sticks.
Somebody. No, he wasn't on.
I play keys, everybody.
Oh, so then why you playing drums? No, it's fine. What happened?
Just a little bit. Oh, you understand it goes down?
I think they follow instructions.
The only thing.
Sheree? No? No, y'all can go to your seats. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. I didn't mean to put y'all on the spot. I was just trying to prove a point. So perception is very important. Okay? If someone was going to sing over that or play,
okay,
you know, there's no room.
All right, so take this one.
I just need something in 7. About there. Just up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. real nice. That was actually awesome. My whole point in doing that was to show the difference in simplicity and complexity, okay? 7 is a real, well, 7 is kind of not so difficult anymore, you know, because I just learned something. No, I just want to show the difference in musicianship and the difference in when you should do what you should do. Now, if I called 2 more people up, give me 2 drummers that's been playing in their church for a while. You play on Sunday, every Sunday you play. There's one. Come on, sit down.
Big Jew.
We got 2 already.
Let's say what, about 100 and 120 BPM?
What's the metronome?
Okay. We'll check and see if that's 120 later.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and
1, 2, 3.
yeah, let's run it. Whatever you like. Like how you play on Sunday. Yeah. I just want to make a few points, and I hope that when you go home, you'll be challenged to sort of try to change your approach to how you play. You know, I'm not here to judge anybody or anything. I'm here to challenge and encourage you. That's the only reason I'm here. And everybody here is valuable. Everybody here has a gift, and it's up to you to find it and use it to the glory of God. Amen? And that's whether you're playing in church, whether you're on. A lot of what we post is considered arrogant, conceited, and showy. Now, it doesn't mean that any of you have that intent. But when you see a blistering bunch of stuff on YouTube, some of it adequate, some of it inadequate, we have to be careful on how we present ourselves, because guess what? If 4 drummers present something, I'm accused of what they present, just like you're accused of what I present, because we're all drummers. Right. So let's be mindful of what we present in a different manner. The teaching tool is awesome, and I think that anybody who plays has the opportunity to present something that they do, because what you do, I can't do. What he does, he can't do. We're all different. And that was the other side of what I was trying to portray when you guys got up and played. Not to slight anybody, but everybody's different. And if you paid attention to the application of the different individuals, especially when Darius got up, when Reek got up and Darius got down, 2 different musicians, both equipped with a lot of complexity, but their touch was different. The sensitivity was different. And we have to pay attention to, see, I'm like a finesse guy. I pay attention to sensitivity, to touch. So when you ask me about playing time, I might be focused on playing the pulse of the music rather than time. Okay, what's the difference? Anybody know the difference between pulse and time? Okay, well, it would be unfair for you to, but you can, go ahead.
Well, time is more exact, pulse is more feel.
Thank you. Everybody got that? Mm-hmm. So now you learned something today. There's a difference between playing pulse and time, which means you can lay down an idea, which is what the 5 and the 7 was about, because the counting of that was the time, but the feeling of that was the pulse. You got it? So if I would have let them continue, the counting of those numbers of the 5 and the 7 would have actually left, and we would have came out with a feeling that was more of a pulse. That's how you get a lot of your fusion and a lot of your jazz stuff as well. The cats who are well equipped and have a lot of dexterity can dig into that kind of stuff immediately and create a feel that's pulse. And you're like, dang, I don't even know where the woman is yet, because they're gone. But that's internal, and it takes time. It takes time. But I enjoy it. I posted Mike Mitchell playing the old Chicoria Humpty Dumpty, and it's really kind of crazy. It's really, really kind of crazy. He's a little freak of nature. I knew Mike since he was like 3, and watching his mom and his pop take him to church, and they would bring him to like all kinds of concerts and stuff. It's like, this is my son, he's gonna be good. I was like, yeah, but he's not good yet. And every time I would go to Dallas, he would get better and better, and then I bumped into him at the NAMM show, and he was this little tall, little stringy dude with dreads, and he sat down on the drum set, and I was like, oh my goodness, what has happened? And the rest is history. I mean, he's out with Stanley Clarke, and he's not even 25 years old, playing with legendary Stanley Clarke. That is awesome. And while I laud him, I have a lot of respect for my guys. Darius, I salute you. Isaiah, Reek, Dev, Odell, I see you. These are guys that I've watched grow up. I didn't even know Dev could play like that. That's not even fair. But his mom would call me and say, you need to send my son some sticks. Some sticks. And then, well, this is not right now, this is when he was younger. But I didn't know that he could play like that until I peeped the shed he was at. I was like, Jesus, this cat is for real. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to offer today as well. I'm basically done, man. I want you guys to be encouraged and challenged to just be the best that you can be. It's all about the playing towards your strength so that you're always creating new strength. And don't let your weaknesses hold you back. You know, and don't be weak-minded. Appreciate, when I say don't be weak-minded, what I mean is appreciate every musician. Some guys are hard to get along with. Some of the stuff is unacceptable. But to be better, give them a pass and keep it moving. Because we have a relationship unlike anyone else. Drummers, we're winning. We're winning as a family. We're winning. You know, this gathering here is not being financed by Modern Drummer. This gathering here is not being financed by Drum Magazine or any of the other highfalutin people that we look up to. This is something that my man saw, and they put it together, and this is really awesome because it gives guys a platform that I would never be able to get Isaiah, Darius, Dev, Odell, and some of these other cats. And even if I took them up to Modern Drummer, they wouldn't let us in. And one of my good friends, Adam Badowski, is the editor, but they're just not interested in what we have to offer right now. So we have to be better stewards over what we've been given, and then they'll have to listen. Amen? Mm-hmm. Because right now, all over the country, all over the world, the best musicians come from where?
Church.
From where?
Church.
All right. All right. That is the greatest training ground that ever existed. We are contributing more to music than the jazz era did.
Yep.
And that is the most popular era of music. Do you know we have more musicians now that are MDs than ever before, and drummers too. We're actually MDing gigs. That was unheard of when I was coming up. Until I just forced my way. I was like, well, I can learn how to play major 7 chords too, and that chord you're playing is wrong. You understand? And so you learn the music, and so you can challenge anybody you want if you know the music. And usually we're sitting, that's why I said we're the most analytical, because we're sitting behind the scenes, and we're watching the vocals, we're watching the melody, we're watching all this go on, saying, okay, then when they gonna get this? Because I already got my part.
Yeah.
We got our part, right? We got our part. So we're waiting. We're sitting in choir rehearsal like, altos flat.
You preaching.
You understand what I'm saying? And so, but it's common, we all go through it. So if that be the case, let's aspire to do more, be more.
All right.
When I was at Allen, sometimes I yell at you, say, y'all flat. God, y'all need to get it together. And you know, of course, they would tell me where I could go. But you know, you challenge yourself musically to learn more and be more as a musician, because we are musicians. And I don't like when we're considered
just drummers,
drum beaters. You beat the drum? No, I don't. It's not what I do. That's why most of you, I always say tapping. I always tell everybody keep tapping, because to me, that is ultimately what we do. It is ultimately what we do. And if we do it well, people are blessed. You know, I really believe that musically, we carry the foundation of what worship really is. The ebb and flow, the time, the pulse, the rhythm, the tempo. We have the ability to control everything. And that's the other thing maybe I didn't even talk about. You control, once you sit in that chair, you control the band. Now whether you decide, that's like saying, okay, you drive. Now if you don't decide to drive, then somebody, the person in the passenger seat, is going to reach over and help you drive. So now the keyboard player is usually sitting in the passenger seat. He's supposed to be a passenger, but you let him drive. So we're going to play this break right? I don't want to play that right now. Let's do the other one. You know, so now we have a musical challenge. Who said the keyboard player is always right? How many keyboard players we got in here? Who said that you're already right? But you understand what I'm saying? So who said y'all always right? But that is the challenge, not in arrogance and not in a fighting manner, but in a challenge to say, yo, I got something musical I can add too. I have something I want to offer too. And basically that's it in a nutshell. We have great things to offer. Make sure when you offer it, it's right. Don't play yourself. Catch a brick. Make sure that you polished it and you got it right before you present it. And man, I look forward to hearing all you guys playing great music, holding it down. And this is just a great day. This is a great day. Give Faith another hand, Deron. So I'm done, man. I hope that I said something that, did I say something that could help everybody? That's the only thing I was here for, that I could help somebody. That's what I came out for. And I'm on Facebook. If you want to hit me up, if you want to talk, you got questions or whatever, I'm wide open. I'm willing to talk, discuss anything you want. You want to send me money, it's cool. That's real good. Accept gifts at all times. Deron, I'm done, man. Y'all come get this mic.